Okay, I'd like to talk today a little bit about charity collectors. Aye, charity collectors. Anyone out there a fan of the old charity collectors? No, I didn't think so. Because they're a pain in the fucking arse, or they know. Aye, the old charity collectors, you know. You can't walk up any high street in Britain these days without being attacked by gangs of charity collectors trying to get your hard-earned dole money off you. Eh? It's fucking no real.
Nowhere to hide no more.
And it all started, I don't know, maybe about 10, 15 years ago with the big issue sellers. You know the guys who sell the Homeless magazine and basically harass you in the street. They were like the pioneers of the harass you in the street charity collecting dudes, weren't they? Well, let me tell you, I've got a severe problem with those guys. A severe problem. For a start, they're better dressed than I am. Hey? I mean, not that I'm grudging them good footwear, you understand. It's just, if you're going to beg, you could at least do me the honour of dressing down. Hey? I mean, help me feel a tiny bit superior when I'm giving you my charity. That's all I ask. Just a little forethought to help me look down on you. Hey? Come on, play the game. There's a protocol to follow here, is there not? You didn't see me rushing up to the Queen to give her a fucking tenner, do you? No, you don't. Mainly because her dress is worth more than my house, so it wouldn't be right, would it? And these guys aren't much better. They're standing on street corners looking like Calvin Klein models. Whereas I'm the one that looks homeless in comparison, and in desperate need of a razor. Aye. And they always stand in the same spot, don't they, these big issue sellers? Day after day, week after week, year after goddamn year. Christ, if they put that amount of time and energy into looking for a real job, that would save me the hassle of every time I see them having to cross the fucking street. Hey, it's no real. I think they're under the illusion that the public is some kind of cash cow. Or they're doing some kind of public service by selling that magazine. I mean, it's not as if people are going, oh, is that the first of the month? Is that the first of the month? I better go to the high street for the latest edition of the fucking big issue. No, they're no. I mean, if people wanted that magazine that badly, I think these guys should be made to deliver it. Aye, for two reasons. The first one being to at least make them sweat a bit, you know? Because that's got to be the easiest job in the world, does it no? Standing there on the street corner selling a magazine, collecting money, handing it. I mean, anyone can do that. Is there a job in the world where you actually do less than that? Even a whore has to fucking push back a bit, you know? You're probably saying, oh, but Billy, it's not a job. It's how they get by in life, alright? It's a fucking job, as far as I'm concerned. And the second reason that they should be made to deliver it is to let them see what money from a real job can buy. Aye, that's right. A fucking house. You know? I mean, these guys are living in hostels for free, getting 3 square meals a day. And then they go and stand in the street corners and hand out magazines and chat to passers-by. They're living the life of fucking Riley. Well, the rest of us are going to work and taking up the ass for some crappy boss, some shitty job and some crappy boss, just to have a fucking mortgage with 10 billion% interest on, so your bird can live in Pleasantville in a 3-bedroom semi-detached with a nice garden. You know, these guys are living a life of Riley. I bet they're even getting sympathy shags for passers-by, you know, say, oh, you're homeless, son, oh, come on, I'll give you a bit of pussy for your troubles there, you know? And the rest of us are stuck with the same bit of pussy in the same fucking house and trapped in the system. But to tell you the truth, the big issue sellers, they don't annoy me now as much as they used to do, you know? Because at least you know where you stand with these guys. I'm like, okay pal, you got me. There's your £1.50. Now, fuck off. You know, it's all kind of clear and above board. You give them the money, it's a straight exchange, you get the magazine, and you tell them to take a long walk off a short pier. No problem there, you know. And I suppose the magazine is good for a brief glance before handing it to a real homeless person to use for toilet paper. Hey? I mean, don't say I'm not charitable. No, don't say that at all. But I'm actually unemployed myself right now, so sometimes I don't even give them £1.50. I can say with a clear conscience, sorry pal, I'm unemployed, I'm a bit skint myself. So skint in fact I think I'm going to have to downgrade my Sky package. Either that or the super speed broadband. One of them's got to go, one of them's got to go. But you can see the look in the guy's face is like, skint, I'm fucking homeless, I'm homeless. You see that cardboard box over there? You see that cardboard box, aye? Well, that's my lunch. I was like, oh, sorry pal, sorry. I didn't realise things were that tough, you know. I tell you what, I'm on my way to Burger King right now, right? What say I bring you back some ketchup, hey? It might make that cardboard go down a bit easier. The guy's like, you taking the piss, pal, you taking the piss? I'm on hard times here. I'm like, alright, is that right? And yet somehow you can still afford a pair of fucking Timberland boots, hey? And a bottle of Buckfast, aye. And a large carving knife. And at which point I usually have to hightail it out of there, you know? It probably wasn't the wisest thing to say in that situation, but I'm sure we've all thought it.
But I don't want your charity twisting me round.
Aye, so as I was saying there, the big issue sellers, they didn't piss me off as much as they used to, you know, because at least you know where you stand, £1.50 they're out your face, right? What really annoys me is this new breed of charity collectors in the streets. Have you seen these guys, the new breed? You get the clipboard crowd. Basically they've got clipboards and they wear the orange waistcoats, you know. Fucking, I hate these pricks, you can. It's unbelievable. They're like wolves, in fact. They're like wolves because they're hunting packs. Hey? You're walking up the high street and you see one, clipboard alert. You dodge past one, you see another one, all the way up the high street. You're doing a fucking slalom up the high street to try and avoid them. Eventually you have to fucking run into a shop to try and escape them. You turn around, there's a fucking another one there, like, Jesus Christ. Ken, they're worse than that Agent Smith for the Matrix. They're like, alright pal, I give in, alright, how much money do you want? And then the guy's like, but I can't take your money. I'm like, what? You can't take my money? You can't take my fucking money? Well, what the hell are we doing inside this toilet cubicle then? If you can't take my money. Well, you see, first of all, I have to tell you a story. Oh, great. There's always a fucking sob story, isn't there? Well, come on then, let's hear it. It says, right, well, you see, there was this group of people who were collecting on behalf of today, a group of people, and they were born without arms. I'm like, alright, that's fairly sad, so that is. Aye, and they were born without legs as well. Born without arms and legs, that's pretty tragic, I have to agree. Aye, in fact, they were born without a body. I'm like, hold on a minute, they're born without arms, legs, well, why didn't you just say they're born without a body? I would have been able to deduct. They never had arms and legs for that fucking message. I had to string it out, you kind of got to make things seem a lot worse than they actually are. If things couldn't get any worse if you didn't have a body, you can. But I'll say, hold on a minute, pal. I'm no clued up in the wonders of modern science, but these guys are born without a body. Are you sure they're still alive? What the fuck's going on with these guys? He says, aye, they're still alive, aye. Do you know what we call them, in fact? Do you know what we call them? I said, we'll call them anything you want, they can't fight back. He says, aye, funny, aye, I've never heard that before. No. What we call them headophytes, you see? And they've got a chance for a good life, they really do, they've got a chance for a good life. If we can just fund the research into transplanting the headophytes into newly deceased corpses, they've got a chance for a good life. I'm like, hold on, you want me to fucking fund Frankenstein, the Green Monster guy, is that what this is all about? Says, well, basically, yes, so if you wouldn't mind donating £10 a month by direct debit. £10 a month. I'm like, aye, sure pal, listen, how about a £5, cash in hand, a £5 a lifetime? How would that sort you out, eh? Right here, right now, let's cut the crap and be done with it. Says, no, we only accept direct debit. I'm like, well, why? Why do you only accept direct debit? I take it that's to help pay for your wages. Hey? That usually shuts him up pronto tonto, you know, because by the time he gets his wages and the fat cats get their fucking 90%, you're lucky if the poor wee headophyte gets a new set of earmuffs, you know? Never mind a hat. There's not that much you can actually buy a headophyte, you can. Get him a pair of sunglasses and he's got the set, really, you know? I would have more respect for these guys if they just came up to me and says, hey, excuse me sir, basically, you know what the economy is like these days. Well, I've not been able to find another job apart from harassing people in the street. So if you wouldn't mind donating some money to me, I'll pass some on to some other folk in need of money, and we'll kind of keep the good karma chain going. How's about that? I'm like, okay, that sounds fair enough to me. You were honest about it, you were genuine, you weren't pretending it was for the other group of people. You're getting your share, fair dues, alright, there you go. There's 50p, alright? And by the way, see if your lottery numbers come up, you better remember his fucking face, alright? Remember his face, because I'll be hunting you down, alright? Because apparently good karma comes back to you. Or so I'm led to believe, anyway. Aye. And when you get past the clipboard crowd, there's another kind of charity collector waiting for you, isn't there? It's the Hare Krishnas, the Hare Krishna types. They're unreal. They didn't even ask you for money in any form. They didn't ask you for cash or direct debit. They ask you for a start, with that attitude, they're not going to get very far up the tree of mass brainwashing, are they? Got the cheek to call themselves a religion. Aye, gudgeon. I mean, they ask you for strange stuff like fucking bananas and kiwi fruit, pineapples and stuff like that. Like, alright pal, fair enough, whatever floats your boat, you can. So you go inside Tesco's and get them the bananas. Well, there you go pal, by the way you're looking a bit skinny, I suggest you have a steak now and again, but anyway, each to their own. So before I'm allowed to leave them though, they always say the same thing to me. Every single one of them, they always say the same thing. They always say, and can you say that magic word for me? I'm like, what magic word? Abracadabra? No, that other magic word. What? Hocus pocus? No, can you say garanga, my friend? Ah, that magic word. Aye, sure, I can say that. Garanga the fuck out my face, pal. Hey? And take your fucked up religion with you. Hey? I'm on the Christmas shopping trip from hell here. I've got enough problems with Christianity and fucking Satan Claus. Right? The last thing I need right now is a book full of fucking pale blue people. Alright? I live in Scotland. Look, there's pale blue people everywhere. I didn't need a red dot on my forehead either. You ken what I'm saying? Already look like a bit of a prick. I didn't want to draw attention to myself any further than that. Aye. So it turned out, actually, it was indeed a magic word. Because it disappeared just like that. It was fucking magic.